10.
His prognosis is not, it's still guarded. He is going to need transfusions and round-the-clock care.
A dog's alive tonight, but his outcome remains in question. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Yesterday, Cass County deputies got a call of an injured dog just southwest of Horace. Now, the dog had been stabbed multiple times. Valley News Team's Christina Craig talked to For Love of Dog Rescue, which is helping with the medical expenses that this four-legged friend need to survive.
I have never heard of stab wounds before.
I've been working here for over 25 years, and I've never seen anybody stab a dog.
Neglect and abandonment are typically the animal cruelty cases law enforcement and For Love of Dogs see in this region, but not for stab wounds 6 to 8 inches deep.
I don't understand who would want to do something like this to a puppy or a dog.
We do hear, we get some bad things that come through here, but this is pretty low.
For Love of Dog Rescue is opening up its wallet once again to give this guy, who they call Wilford, the medical attention he needs. But it will come with a high cost.
He's getting very good care and will continue through the night, and hopefully with transfusions that will help as well.
He's also going to need surgery for orthopedic issues too.
We will do whatever's necessary to make that dog well again.
But that could be a challenge. The last time we talked to For Love of Dog, their emergency funds to help dogs like Wilford were completely depleted.
It's something that we just can't worry about. We just have to go on the faith that we can raise the funds.
Every bit counts. Schneider has even reached into her own pocket in order to give Wilford a second chance at life.
He is in rough shape, but I've just heard a little tidbit that he is greeting with tiny tail wags.
In Fargo, Christina Craig, Valley News Live.
Now, this case is under investigation. The Cass County Sheriff's Office is currently following up on several leads to bring who's responsible to justice. Now, if you're interested in donating to For Love of Dog Rescue to help out with Wilford, visit valleynewslive.com for much more information.
A reminder to residents in Moorhead, there are 2 sex offenders moving to town. Many at tonight's community meeting voiced concerns about the level 3 sex offenders regarding young children in multiple schools in the area. Alan Jamoshian is permanently living in Fargo, but lists a second address in the 800 block of the 23rd Avenue South in Moorhead. Phoebus Apollo is living in the 700 block of 8th Street South and was directly mentioned by one father tonight.
It's not that I don't think people shouldn't be given a chance, but I know that he's done something like this twice. This seems like one chance too many.
Lieutenant Pennis of the Moorhead Police Department indicated that data and statistics show that the chance of someone reoffending is low. Sex offenders are monitored by the police department, but also are being watched by the community as well. Military personnel across North Dakota are taking extra precautions tonight after names, addresses, and pictures were released by ISIS online. 7 who made the list are stationed at the Minot Air Force Base. ISIS urged followers to seek out those service members on the list and, quote, kill them wherever you find them. In addition to Minot, the Grand Forks Air Force Base, while not named as a target, is on alert tonight. They issued this statement saying that the Air Force is cooperating fully with the Department of Defense on this matter. As always, force protection is a primary concern. ISIS mainly uses the internet and social media to spread its message. It's cheap, easy to use, and followers are no longer becoming radicalized at mosques.
Now they're radicalized at home on their laptop or on their tablet. They're watching these videos on their own, and there isn't anyone else there, a structure in place to tell them you should not go down this path.
In Fargo, the commander of the Air National Guard unit at Hector International Airport says they remain vigilant and encourage base personnel to limit their social media use.
A high-profile trial involving a suspended West Fargo teacher has been delayed. Aaron Knodel is accused of having sexual relations with a student. Now, the trial was expected to begin tomorrow, but was postponed after prosecutors added a second handwriting expert to their witness list. The judge decided the defense needed more time to prepare for witnesses' testimony, saying that a late June trial date is more likely.
Another VA Medical Center scandal under investigation, this one involving accusations of mishandling whistleblower cries for help. U.S. House lawmakers are slamming Wisconsin's 2 senators ahead of the Tomah, Wisconsin VA field hearing. Whistleblowers are set to take the stand to talk about prescription drug abuse at the medical center. In a story you'll only see here on Valley News Live, Washington Bureau Chief Jacqueline Policastro investigates.
A culture of fear among employees, a high rate of prescriptions written for high-dose opiates like morphine, deaths under investigation. That's what we already know about the Tomah VA Medical Center. Now we're working to find out more about the place where our veterans could be suffering under the care of doctors paid by the federal government. Another scandal hits the already scandal-clad U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs.
That's a sad statement on American politics and the American government.
The statistics are damning at the Tomah VA Medical Center. A clinical review found Tomah patients were 2.5 times more likely than the national VA average to be prescribed high-dose opiates. And Tomah patients were prescribed benzodiazepines and opiates at the same time, nearly twice as much as other VA medical centers.
When you have higher doses and you don't have certain procedures and policies in place when prescribing opiates, you can have disastrous results. So yes, it is concerning, and especially when the community knows what's going on. When they call Tomah Candyland and they call this one doctor the Candy Man, it's well known that he is an overprescriber of opiate drugs.
There's a lot of finger pointing going on here in Washington. The VA Office of Inspector General is accused of keeping the report on Tomah secret from the public, even hidden from the congressional committees responsible for overseeing the VA. Several high-profile lawmakers like Senator Tammy Baldwin and Senator Ron Johnson are accused of fumbling whistleblower reports about the problems at the Tomah VA.
Some of the Wisconsin representatives knew what was going on and didn't do a whole lot to protect our veterans. I think when you have whistleblowers come forward and say that we have problems in the VA system, you need to do all you can to make sure that those veterans are protected. And you can't sit back and let those stories and those reports and those whistleblowers be pushed to the sidelines.
We reached out to both Senator Baldwin and Senator Johnson. Their offices are fielding our interview requests right now. And ahead of the March 30th field hearing, we're digging through the reports and letters written by members of Congress.
We're going to be able to hear from people on the ground with some firsthand knowledge, some of the whistleblowers who are in that area who have been asked to testify. And this is important because Congress has a responsibility to make sure that we get the policy right, to make sure that the appropriate protocols of care are being followed.
The House Committee on Veterans Affairs tells us they hold less than 10 field hearings each year. This year, Tomah is one of them. And what happens at the hearing will help guide future legislative oversight efforts at VA hospitals around the country.
I don't think this is something that may just be unique to Tomah. I think we've got an issue throughout the entire VA system, quite frankly, throughout the entire healthcare system, on the proper use of pain medication for patients.
Lawmakers say they won't stop investigating until they get answers about prescription drug practices at the Tomah VA. And they say they anticipate they'll expose other problems, possibly even more deaths, at the upcoming field hearing. From the Valley News Live Washington Bureau, I'm Jacqueline Policastro.
Once again, that field hearing is scheduled for next Monday, March 30th. And if you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline. We'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. 701-237-6576. Call that number and leave your tip.
Expect to see orange cones covering 20th Street in Moorhead starting next month. Moorhead's moving forward with reconstruction of 20th Street from I-94 to 43rd Avenue South. City leaders say when complete in September, it will provide a better way for people in South Moorhead to get to North Moorhead. The estimated cost is about $2.6 million. Residents in the Village Green area can expect to pay around $40 a year for the next 20 years.
A World War II veteran who's also been a key volunteer for years at the Fargo Air Museum has passed away. Stu Bass died over the weekend at age 94. Stu will long be remembered not only for serving his country, but also his community. He worked for decades at American Crystal Sugar and had been a volunteer at the Air Museum since it opened. The funeral for Stu Bass will be Friday, 2 o'clock at the Fargo Air Museum.